Mike, everybody is anxious to hear what you're going to reveal tonight. How are you? Can you hear me? You got me? Mike?
I
Can
can't
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
If you can hear me, I can't hear you.
Okay, something went wrong there. That's weird. We had sound just a second ago. I'm not sure why Mike cannot hear me. How about now? You hear me now?
Just there?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah.
Okay, great. How are you, Mike?
Crazy week, man. I wouldn't expect anything to run smoothly today based on how everything else is going. So we'll see how this goes, right?
Right. I was a little bit behind the eight ball today because people might have just seen I was over there in Brooklyn, Mike. I'm getting a little bit pissed off with this coronavirus. I haven't been to Brooklyn in 6 years.
Well, I mean, well, I won't say anything disparaging against any of the five boroughs, but there's plenty of good one-liners there. But yeah, you've been in Queens and you've been in Brooklyn, so I think you might be good for another decade and a half.
But there's a lot of stories breaking in TruePundit.com, and I know there's something that we're going to be talking about, later tonight. A lot of people are sort of new to Crowdsource the Truth. They've been discovering the channel, based on some of the information we've been talking about. You and I, last week, we went up to the Samaritan's Purse triage hospital that's being built there in Central Park. I found the people there who spoke to us to be quite friendly and actually a lot nicer than many of the other people I've encountered around New York City. There's a lot of people, Mike, who have been emailing me kind of QAnon-style theories about children and underground tunnels. I'm not denying the existence of these child trafficking rings and kidnappers and stuff like that. But I really do not support this notion of just guessing at what might be going on and coming up with the most outrageous
I
possibilities.
can't hear you. If you can hear me, I can't hear you.
Oh boy. I don't know why the sound keeps cutting out for you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. I was saying, a lot of people have contacted me saying that there's these QAnon type theories where there's children in underground tunnels and the coronavirus is a cover for that. I've seen no evidence of that. I'm not denying the existence of child trafficking or kidnappers, but I just don't like this practice of coming up with guesses and just sort of deciding whatever you want is going on.
Do you want me to comment on that nonsense? Or can we move on to something like more important?
Sure. You do what you want.
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me? We keep losing the sound for some reason. Can you hear me, Mike? I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? I have no idea what's going on. Why would you be losing sound? You still can't hear me. Mike, can you hear me?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My internet seems pretty strong, so I don't know what's happening on your end or what's happening in the middle. But yeah, I'd rather not. I want to talk about serious things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We can't get sidetracked by nonsense. That's nonsense. I don't know where that's coming from. We're at a very important crossroads in our country where there's a lot of things going on, and the focus should be on. I swear to God, some of this stuff is put out there so we don't focus on the things that are important, and we need to focus on the things that are important. And what's important is that we're sitting in our homes. There's other stuff going on in the government. We're not getting the truth from the government. So all this other side issue stuff, I think it's a major distraction.
I agree with you completely. TruePundit.com has been on this story, just covering.
Hey, we're having a problem with the network. I'm sure we'll work it out.
Can you not
I'm
hear
sure
me?
we'll work out the network. I'm sure we'll work out the network bugs before the main show tonight, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about on the main show. And even if you lose me in the next 10 minutes or something, we're going to come back at 9 o'clock with a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff to talk about. We haven't been told the truth, and we need to focus on these issues and not side issues.
Absolutely. Are you able to hear me now, Mike?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
So yeah,
obviously there's something going on. It's no problem. We'll work through it. We always do. and we'll get some truth to the people. People need to focus on, can't be splintered by nonsense. It's time to grow up.
And
These
to
are adult
clarify,
issues.
we've got some
These are
people who are
adult
getting
issues.
upset in the comments. We're not saying that child trafficking is nonsense. You just can't invent a theory and then expect that to be something that gets investigated. It distracts people from talking about and doing good work, pursuing what is actually going on. So we've got the sound thing restored. There have been a lot of social engineers, Mike, who've been trying to disrupt the show. I don't know if it was software errors or whatever, but last week our show was super duper plagued. My Skype account came under DDoS attack yesterday. I got over 100 calls from a fake ad that somebody placed in Craigslist saying that I was offering a free washer dryer, brand new, that people just had to come pick up in Brooklyn. Now, I don't know who placed that ad, but it's interesting that Jason Burmis had my phone number. He seems to be social engineering, and that's a dopey thing that he might do. But we got much more important things to talk about than even that. I bring it up only to say that there are a lot of people who want to distract from the main story. I don't know what's happening with the audio.
Yeah, some kind of problem with the network. We'll figure it out. I don't know if you can hear me, but
I can hear you fine.
It's the crazy times we're living in, if you can hear me. And we need to tackle these issues. Washer and dryer.
Overview. Okay. Give us an overview, if you can, of what we're going to discuss tonight once we get to the sponsor-exclusive show on patreon.com/TruePundit, which is the channel that people can use to support you and your team at TruePundit.com. We're going to be simulcasting, of course, on patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth and Subscribestar. But give us just I know you got something. I don't know what it is that you're going to reveal, but I can tell by the look on your face you're bothered by something.
They're fucking liars. These guys are all liars. And I've been on the fence, and I've been playing it cool, and I've been collecting my intel, and tonight we start to burn the house down. I don't know whether Trump's getting bad information. I know he's getting bad information. I don't know whether he knows about it. I hope to God he doesn't know about it. But these people that he surrounded himself with are no good.
Right. You're talking about
Fauci, they have a history. They have a history of bad shit when it comes to fabricating medicine and other things, and now it's all going to start to come out. So, and hopefully other people jump on this stuff when we talk about it here and we do stories on it, and this is going to be one hell of a roller coaster ride for the next year. I guarantee you that. From the stuff that's coming in here, I'm not in the mood to fuck around, and it's game time. So I want adults coming over and watching us. I don't want any bullshit. I don't want any kitty table nonsense. It's time. Come on, let's go. We're in a serious situation here as a country. Serious situation. Yeah. And I don't have time for nonsense.
Basically, the economy, everybody's small business, everybody's jobs, our wealth, it's all been hijacked by these globalists who are running the WHO, the CDC. I think that they've threatened Trump. Look at what's happened to Boris Johnson. I'm concerned that we may never see Boris Johnson alive again. He's in a hospital where the pathology is conducted by Serco.
I don't know if you can hear me, but...
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I agree with your sentiments on a lot of stuff.
I don't know what keeps
Boris
happening
Johnson
to our
and some
audio.
others.
Have you got me now?
I got you back, yeah. Can you hear me?
I do hear you. You've been steady the
whole
time.
We'll figure it out, but I agree with what you're saying about Johnson, and I agree that there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's bad. It's bad stuff.
Yeah. What I was just sharing with everybody is that David Hawkins has told me earlier today that he's discovered the hospital that Boris Johnson is in, the tests, the pathology, all that stuff, it's overseen by Serco, which, if people haven't watched David Hawkins' Discovery CSI, there are incredible ties between all the people that we're talking about and this company, Serco. The Bill Gates Foundation made a huge investment in it. They basically are tied into Amazon.com. It's amazing. I mean, when you talk about the deep state, you talk about the hidden hand or whatever, Hawkins goes into naming the corporations and the links to patents and, you know, direct ties. Very concerned about what might happen to Boris Johnson. And it's an interesting type of biological and psychological warfare, if that's in fact what it is, Mike, because this virus, they could tell Trump, hey, listen, we control the tests. You do what we say, or your test is coming back positive. And Mike Pence is in the driver's seat.
I don't know if you can hear me, but
something going on
there's
here.
a deep state, and then there's the deep, deep state. Just kind of a new wrinkle.
Yeah.
How am I now?
You're back.
There's the deep state, there's the deep state, and then there's the deep, deep state. That's the new term. The people behind the puppet masters. And now we're seeing the hand of the puppet masters.
Absolutely. Mike, let's do this. Let's break early from this preview. I'm going to spend a little time trying to address this sound issue, and we'll be back in just 18 minutes on patreon.com/truepundit, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth. I want to make sure the broadcast is working 100% for our sponsors. I'll see you in just about 18 minutes, okay?
See you, bro.
Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody.